Okay, welcome. My name is Russ Field, and I'm one of the fortunate and blessed administrators of Crypto Cash Nation, the world's first global educational crypto cooperative. And say that 10 times, and you'll know you're pretty good. So what I want to do today is we're going to spend a little bit of time on the front page. And from there, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about, a little bit about our story, why we came into being, and then we're going to talk, what our services are, which we've had since the day of inception. And then finally, we're going to talk about what we believe is the most disruptive career path that we've ever seen, myself and JC and Thomas and, Crypto Z and Simon in the home-based industry in the past, really 20 to 30 years. And what we're doing is we're attracting phenomenal leadership. And so I gotta, of course, thank every one of the leaders who are spending time with us this week and today, of course. And by all means, we're here, we're open for business for everyone in our pre-launch as we continue to do this. So looking at our front page here, we have 3 different steps. So if you're ever in a jam and you need to be in a position where you want to know what is Crypto Cash Nation about, simply just watch these 3 videos. They're about 37 minutes in total. The first one deals with what's a co-op and some trends that are happening today. The second one deals with the product. So, we have 4 different courses. 2 are free. One's based on just, the theory of trading and the mechanics of trading to get people started. The next one deals more of high probability trading. And then we get right into the deeper, in-depth analysis of what's actually happening in the economy and different trades that Crypto Z and his team are taking. And then step 3, of course, there's a 30-page PDF that's actually, located in your office center if you become an affiliate in the back. And we go through that step by step. It's about 24 minutes long. So altogether, it's 37 minutes long. Everything that you ever really need is here for you from an information point of view. And if you're really stuck in a jam, you kind of want it all together and you just want to, give someone, the ability to say, hey, go here and watch that video, they can certainly come here. And this is the video that's also tied into the rapid funnel system. So why Crypto Cash Nation? What is it about this co-op that made sense to the administrators? There's 5 administrators of the co-op. One was an industry owner of another company in the past that did well over 20 million in the Forex market. And the other 4 are traditional builders of home-based businesses, have over 100 years of knowledge done. Me personally, we've done over $100 million in just products through different companies I've been involved with and teams we've built over the last 10 or 15 years. So why do we come to this place we're at right now? And it's really quite simple. When we got introduced, Crypto Z and I, to the crypto market, we taught a lot of people. We had phenomenal success. We were very blessed, very fortunate over the last 16 months. And we taught a lot of people how to trade. And we found the best filtered, available, trusted information that we ultimately, through experience came to find. And that's what we would give people to when they asked us how to do different things. And one thing we realized, and we came to the realization that it took us 3 to 4 hours to get someone comfortable with the concept of being their own bank or buying Bitcoin or exchanging their fiat capital for this new digital cash called Bitcoin, or changing that Bitcoin to a different digital cash, with some sort of altcoin. And we thought, man, it would be great if we had a platform where when people came to us and says, hey, what do we do today? We could just say, oh, why don't you just go to this website? So that was one thing that, needed to manifest. And then what happened is Barry, thank God, who's not with us today, he's doing 4 overviews in Ferndale, Washington. But Barry, kept coming to my house talking about this co-op. And he goes, Russ, it's the governance, and home-based businesses, we're all tired of, what's happening, with respect to how they're led. And what happened is, after doing some research, I went to Thomas and Crypto Z and a couple other people, and I had an opportunity to talk for a long time with JC, who developed the compensation plan or the career path here. And once I understood the co-op model, I was like, okay, this is really cool. See, everything in crypto is about decentralization. It's about peer-to-peer. And the cool thing about the co-op model is that it allows us all to take part and have a share of ownership as a customer, as a paying customer in the co-op. So it's basically like the same thing. And I look at that and I says, wow, instead of a top-down model approach like all these network marketing companies, wouldn't it be cool to have the governance where every person is a customer as well as a shareholder, which means the SEC, the FTC, and all those other kind of companies that are on this kind of, slaughter program right now in the industry, they're not even going to look at us because the laws are different. So I like that. I was like, okay, well, from a compliance point of view, from staying, in the guidelines of what a company should be and how they should act within all of these corporate guidelines, that makes a lot of sense. And then the second thing was, well, are we, is this thing, if we put this together, is this co-op going to be a network marketing deal? Is it going to be an affiliate pro? What is it going to be? And when JC showed me his career path in the Synergy Loop system, the first thing I did is I called Thomas and I said, bro, take a look at this. This thing's off the hook. Am I missing anything? And we tore this thing apart and we came back and we said, this is the most brilliant thing we've ever seen. Needed a couple tweaks and changes, but wow, it was just awesome. And the best part about it, it was a one-level affiliate program. So, so the things for people like Thomas that he loved is the fact that he runs a really, really big network marketing company with, 20, 30, 40,000 people on his team in another company. But because it's a one-level affiliate marketing company, he was put in a position that they can't touch him for being in a position where he can build something that's not MLM. So that was really, really cool. So we love the fact, too, because it's a one-level affiliate program, it also keeps us out of the crosshairs of all of those different government agencies. And then the last thing was, what would the product be? And, of course, here comes CryptoZ. And CryptoZ in the last year did phenomenally well in the market. But not only that, he is absolutely 100% just passionate 24/7 about crypto. So him and his team that he's put together, they filter and sort all of the stuff that's out there. And because of his background as a trained economist, having his master's in economics and being a diplomat, back in his past and traveling internationally, he has a different insight. Like he could teach the technical side, technical analysis. He's taught me how to do that in the Forex market. But the greatest thing about what's happening with respect to this is there's some things that we know about the crypto market. One thing we know is that the Web 3.0 is here, and that's based on the blockchain, not Bitcoin, but it's based on the blockchain. The blockchain and that technology is going to change basically how we do business in the future. So the key is that if we can fundamentally find, from a trading point of view, those companies that are going to be at the forefront of that change, then we can pick the Berkshire Hathaways and the Googles and the Amazons of the blockchain. And that would make for an amazing crypto building portfolio. So the whole premise of what we put together first was compliance. How do we stay in, how does the co-op stay relevant? How does it stay at the cutting edge of what's happening with this 100 million people who are going to be coming into this market? But moreover, how do we put ourselves in a position to always be compliant? So instead of all these other companies that seem to be putting a target on their chest and running towards, the FTC and the SEC because of what they're doing, why don't we just, be in a position to strategically work in conjunction with what's going on as things get regulated in this industry and put ourselves in a position to build a long-term, opportunity for people. And that's exactly how this came together. It came together out of need of people who wanted to help other people and make sure that we had a global opportunity for everyone to get involved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a couple minutes on the product side right now. Now that you kind of understand where we're coming from as a co-op and why a co-op and our governance and things like that, let's head off into the product side right now. Let me just sign in here, and I'll sign in on the admin side so that I can fast forward through things here. Okay, so Lightspeed VT is a company that is the quintessential container or distributive container for anything from a training point of view in the world today. It is absolutely fantastic. And the reason, and you know it's fantastic by the people who also use this specific training module system. You know, people like Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, the Wolf of Wall Street, you know, all of the big biggies who go in and fill, you know, centers with 10 or 20 or 30,000 people, you know, every month. Those guys all use this program to be able to get their information out into the ether. And the thing I love about this is the fact that what it does is it essentially it enables us to see who is taking the courses, and it enables each person to have an opportunity as they go through our courses to have a university or a structured style educational system where every chapter you're going to get tested on. I'm going to show you that in a second. Not only that, what's going to happen is you're also going to get a certificate once you complete a course that you can share online. You can put it up on your wall, whatever you want. They're beautiful certificates. So what happens here, you get report cards and everything. It's just like going to school. And this was something that was very, very needed by us. And we're very happy to have Brad, who is the founder of Lightspeed, also as a board member for the administration company that administers Crypto Cash Nation. So we're very, very excited about that. So let's go into the courses really quick here and take a look at what is our product, what do we do. And just so you guys understand, we have had these products on our website since the very day we went live, in a beta test about 4 months ago. So if there's ever any sort of recourse or theory that we never had a product, that's actually incorrect. That means those people never did the research. So looking at this, here we go, crypto theory. So our goal is to help you gain knowledge to the point where you want to exchange your money into crypto. And then the second course, which coincides with this, is mechanics of trading, everything you need to know to set up your crypto building portfolio A to Z. So the whole point of this course is for those of you who are in crypto already, to put you in a place where you can just send people here for free and they can learn all of the things that they need to learn to get them up to speed. So if you take a look at our course here, what you'll find is we have 8 to 10 chapters in each course. Hidden tax inflation, why do we need digital cash? What do master nodes do? What is instant send, private send? You know, this one actually segues into Dash because we're going to be using Dash in the future. Why? Because it transacts instantly and it's less than a 1 cent on average. It's actually half a cent transaction fee. Whereas Bitcoin takes, anywhere from, depending upon the network, anywhere from 10 minutes to a couple days. We saw that in December. And I remember paying transaction fees up to $20 Canadian in December when everything was choked up. So Dash, what it's done is they've created a whole separate ecosystem that is an ecosystem for utilizing their currency basically as a currency. So you would likely go and buy a coffee with Dash, but you would never buy a coffee with Bitcoin. It doesn't make any sense. Just because of the timing, the time it takes to transact, as well as the transactional fees. So looking at that, this is what Dash is. Now, this is the interesting thing is once you get into the videos here, and I'm able to scroll to the end. You guys won't be. I'm just an administrator here. What's going to happen is you're going to come into a test. You start your test. You need to get 75 to 80%. You get 60 seconds on each question, of course, because I'm an administrator. It's telling me what the answers are. The coolest thing about this test is if you took this side by side with someone else at the same time and you logged into different accounts, you would actually have these things, the answers would actually all be mixed up for you, which is cool. So you can't even cheat on it, which I love. I love the fact that these guys thought about all of these little things. So this is a real course, a real university style course. So once people go through this and they go through the other free course, which is the mechanics of trading, then at that point, they're likely going to go, well, what do I trade now? Okay, that's the next logical progression. Everything is about logical progression with everything we do at the co-op. So looking at that, we go to the end here. And what we did with this one, just so you know, we actually opened up an Uphold account to show you how to do it. So if you need to buy Bitcoin, Uphold's a fantastic company. They've done over $3 billion plus in transactions the last couple of years. And all you need to do is just watch the video, stop it, and do it on your computer or your phone watch the video, stop it, and do the same thing on your phone. And then what you can do is just, you can walk through it, you know, that way. So we've done everything with respect to, you know, with respect to that. So that consists of our free courses. And when you finish each, you're going to be in a position to have a beautiful certificate for each of them. Then it comes to the next level where a person goes, okay, now I understand how to do all the stuff. I'm comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with the security protocols and being my own bank. Okay, what do I do now? Well, what we do at that point is, our goal is to, through CryptoZ and his team, is to teach you high probability, more on the fundamental side of trading versus the technical side of trading. So what our goal is to do is, our goal is not to get you in the market. You know, the past 40 years, whether it's been options, stocks, you know, bonds, commodities, the Forex market, any educational company would be, you know, basically what they did is, when they set up, what their income was derived from wasn't from the money spent on the courses. It was actually derived from people pulling the trigger and then having an agreement with the brokerage house to be able to get part of the, you know, part of the fee. Usually it was about 1/3 coming back to them residually. That's been the model for 40 years. And for us, what we didn't want to be in that position. We didn't want to look at, you know, everybody like a piece of trading meat. So we looked at it and said, look, if all of these new people are coming into this market, and this market is as volatile as it is, and you see all the different pokes and waves and gestures and stuff on social media that are just bombarding you every day once capital is flowing in this market, you know, what we want to do is teach people, you know, really the Spartan mindset. You know, if we had an opportunity to teach people to gain a Spartan mindset with information to pull the trigger on the highest probability tokens for long-term profitability. Because we know that if you go in there as a noob in this volatile market and you start pressing the trigger every day, not knowing what's going to happen, it's just a matter of time before your lack of discipline, lack of strategy, lack of money management, you know, lack of mindset and attitude is going to get you, like, you know, the balance between greed and fear. It's very important. Those things are going to come back and they're going to haunt you, and you're going to lose everything. And we don't want to put people in that position. So our goal isn't to get you trading every single day, unless you wanted to mechanically put yourself in a demo account to be able to do that, which is fine. But from the trading point of view, where you're putting your risk cap in the market, we want you to be able to understand how to crawl before you walk, and how to walk before you jog, and jog before you run. And if we can start teaching you that in this course, every single week, every couple of weeks, we're going to be adding more and more courses to it. So this is an ongoing education that you have an opportunity to be able to be part of. Plus, you get a demo account along with that, where we're going to show you suggestions on, you know, if we were going to put $10,000 into the market, you know, how would we break that $10,000 up with, you know, maybe the top 5 or 6 cryptos, and how much would be left over for, you know, the new burgeoning, you know, ICOs. So, talking about the ICOs, this course is going to be teaching us the different factors behind the fundamental choosing of, you know, is it governance, is it capital, is it you know, the experience of the trading of the coding team, you know, is it how much actual tokens, or, you know, the circulating supply, or the overall supply of the tokens in the marketplace. More importantly, what does it solve? Is it a trading platform? Is it a trading platform that gives dividends? So we're going to go into all of those kind of things so people get a really good understanding of everything that's happening. Because at the end of the day, if you guys have an understanding of what's really happening in this market, when the capital comes back in and another 5,000 ICOs start, you want to be in a position when everything's flying around, that you know when to say yes and you know when to say no. Because sometimes saying no on a trading side is actually a heck of a lot more important than saying yes. And you guys are going to understand that as you go through this course. So this course here is $15 per week. And then the final course here, this is the in-depth crypto analysis. Take quality, you know, not quantity. The best options based on solid fundamentals for long-term profitable trades. You know, this is where CryptoZ's economics background comes in, and he goes into a little bit more of the technical, showing what's happening in the overall market, you know, on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. But the great thing about this is as he and his team take trades, they're going to go into and show you the trades that they're taking and the reasons why they're taking it. So at that point, you know, you have total control at all times of all of your crypto with Crypto Cash Nation. You're not going to be giving your crypto to someone else and holding it for X amount of days. None of that kind of stuff. Now is the time, you know, especially in a bear market, for you to put yourself in a position to really start to learn how to build a long-term crypto portfolio, but also put yourself in a position where you control your future. Do not put control of your future into other people's hands, because you don't know at the end of the day, you know, what their number of what, you know, how many cryptos they have before they go onto some beach somewhere and no one can find them. And we've certainly seen that over the last year. And that's another reason, you know, why Crypto Cash Nation has evolved. So these are courses. Now with this course, what happens is everybody in this course is going to have access to a Slack community room, which basically is like Telegram or Discord, you know, for the you know, for the crypto market. So what it simply means is that sometimes, you know, we can't get in the studio fast enough. And if we can't get in the studio fast enough, and there's information out there that's really, really important for you guys to understand, Crypto Z will be starting this weekend, going into the Slack room and starting to give value, you know, daily with respect to different things that he sees that we should probably read when we've got a couple minutes to ourselves, you know, in the daytime, you know, on our cell phones. So with this, as well as we get 2 demo accounts, one for the more serious type trades that we're looking at and following, and the other one for, you know, ripping and tearing and having fun in our demo contest, because out of the $49 per week here, we take 8% of that per week and we put it into a demo contest for you guys to have fun and hopefully, you know, make a great amount of money with respect to that. So I'm just going to quickly show you, pardon me, I'm just going to quickly show you the level of here. We're going to be adding 3 more courses this weekend to this. We're just editing them right now. But when you take a look at the difference between us and most companies, remember, as a co-op, you want to be in a position where, you know, you want to be in a position, because we're all owners. Every single one of us, you know, are owners of this co-op. So when we promote this, we want to be not just excited about the value of what our products and services are, but we want to be proud to be able to say, hey, you know what? You know, why don't you check out this video, even if it's through Rapid Funnel, because I've taken some of these videos and cut them up into 1-minute sections so people could see the value and level of what, you know, that not just the education is, but the aesthetics on how we deliver them. Because one thing I do know with the Asian market, you know, when we start to go more globally, they're going to really, really appreciate the level of professionalism that we've shown with respect to, you know, putting together our videos and making sure that it's not just, you know, a little, you know, thing of Crypto Z in the corner here and he's got a PowerPoint. Okay, that's something that we did not want to do. Also for Spanish-speaking friends, you know, everything that we have that I've shown you so far is also in Spanish. And for those people sometimes who have auditory challenges, you can put on the English subtitles as well. So everything is there for you. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about, the course side. And let me just close these 2 down and let me just log into the back office here. Okay. So let me get into what I thought and Thomas thought and everybody, you know, on this call, you know, who's seen this before, something that we love. Now, unfortunately, I'm on my PC and not my Mac today. So I can't really make this bigger. So forgive me for that. But you can watch the video playback of this and, you know, all the numbers work out. So what's with the Synergy Loop system, this 1-level affiliate program, and what is the disruptive nature of it, and why is everybody talking about it? You're starting to talk about it. And it's simply this. Number one, we wanted to make sure when we came up with everything that every person in the world who had a smartphone had the same opportunity to succeed. And that doesn't exist in most compensation plans out there. And I know that because I've worked for, you know, the last, you know, I've worked for the last 18 years as a behavioral modelist in comp plans. And with respect to, you know, JC's, worked for about 35 years developing them. So looking at that, what we wanted to do is have a backdoor into our compensation plan or into our affiliate program for everybody. So when you think about the world and you think about the billions of people who have smartphones and they have the gumption, they have the will to go out and do something because they're hungry, but they don't like their banks and they don't like their governments. So when you start to take a look at that fact and you think that these people are the best people for crypto, and there's burgeoning middle classes that are occurring and popping up all over the globe. So even though they might not have the $15 to get started as a basic, they know people who do. So one of the things that we have is whether a person comes in at the basic level or at the $49 premium level, if you start off for free and you get 3 people to do that, no matter what level they start off on, you're going to get $5 towards that. And then our computer's going to come in, our code, and it's going to find the fact that in the reserve wallet, they've got $15, and it's going to automatically start them in the basic side. So that's the first thing we wanted to make sure that was covered, that we had all of those people, that we gave those people the opportunity to take part, in our cooperative. The second thing is how do we keep the longevity of this program going so people want to stay with it? So we believe that from the value of what we're going to give you through the Slack rooms, in the courses, people are going to want to keep coming back week after week because we're going to keep adding content. Okay, so that's the product side. But what about the payment side? Because that's always an issue, in the home-based business industry, is there's always a massive amount of attrition. And typically there's attrition because it's harder and harder for people to be able to pay, out of their credit card month over month over month. So when we take a look at this one-time out-of-pocket, we really were serious about that. So we said, why don't we code our synergy loop so that the first 2 paying people that come in every single week, that as long as they're paying every single week, out of that $15, you're going to get 10. It's about a 66% payout, or benefactor bonus. And what's going to happen is you're going to make $20. Well, $20 is higher than 15. So just by having 2 people, you put yourself in the position that next week's fee is going to be automatically paid for, plus you get a little extra Bitcoin, okay? So looking at this isn't a lot, but that's a lot for people who only want to really kind of pay out of pocket one time. And that's truly what this is. So that's the first thing. Now, if we go to the $49 level, let's just switch this up here. Going to the $49 level, what you see here is it's $60. Well, that's $11 more than 49. So you get a little bit extra Bitcoin, but here you have 2 people started, and out of your commissions, the fees are going to get paid every single week. So how do you put yourself in a position to never have to pay out of your pocket again? Because if you just get 2, sometimes things happen, and someone for whatever reason doesn't do something. So how do I lock in my position so I never have to pay again for my education? Because if I want to learn and earn, man, I'd like to be earning a lot and learning a lot, but I'd love to not pay for the learning because I'm Scottish and that's how Scottish people roll. If we can get something for free, sign me up. What do I got to do? So what we do is our cornerstone or our Rosetta Stone, in this one-level affiliate program is to simply do this, is that I'm going to switch this back to 15, is that if you get 4 people, what happens, 2 things happen. Number 1 is you have an opportunity because you have 4 people personally enrolled or people were placed on your front line and coded to you in your front line. What it simply means is this, is that you're now going to have an opportunity to earn down more than 4 generations, through this compensation level plan. But also what's going to happen is you're going to make a 20% override on the people who you personally brought in, or not an override, forgive me, it's a matching bonus. So by having the 20% matching bonus, here you go. Okay, so now when we do this and we go down 2 generations, look what happens. You've got $76. So if this is the cornerstone, you get 4 and you have 4, you're 4, what happens? You get the 20% override, you get the opportunity to earn now unlimited levels. But the coolest part of the silver now is you've also structured your personal situation where now you've got 4 people who are paying, so you're probably never going to have to pay again for your own course, but you've also helped your 4 get 4. So what you've done is in your downline is you've solidified that as well. So the more that you create teams that are like this and you create a business culture around that 4 and 4, 20 people on a team, what's going to happen is you're going to build out a very, very large skyscraper of crypto, very quickly. Now, what's the coolest thing about this whole thing? Everything is paid instantly. Even the matching bonuses are paid instantly. So that means that it's not like, Crypto Cash Nation is holding the money at ransom for a week or 2 weeks or for a month for your matching bonus to be paid out or whatever it is. Whenever something's paid out or whenever something is paid, it is paid out instantly to all of our people. So therefore, the worst thing that could ever happen, God forbid, if something happened to the co-op, the worst thing that could happen to you is you'd be in a position where, your one-time out-of-pocket expense would be gone. Okay, so that's truly an opportunity that everybody can stick their teeth into. But looking at this, what happens at the $49 level? Because people are going to upgrade once they have 76 bucks in their account. They upgrade and they still have this 20 people. Now it's $1,000 a month. What does $1,000 a month in crypto do? What does $1,000? What's the importance of doing this now? Bitcoin's at about 6,500 today. Right now, what happens when the infrastructure is being built, the big capital starts to come back in the market? What happens if Bitcoin seeks its previous high? But you are busy working this now. It simply means that if this is crypto that you're building to be able to trade with, that's why we paid instantly. That's why we paid weekly. We did all this stuff. We put these factors into our compensation plan to give you the opportunity to win faster, and by winning faster, then you can then take that actual risk capital and put that into your crypto portfolio and build that long-term legacy, as we grow. So looking at this, what's the next level? Let me just take this back to 15. Well, the next level from 4 is 7. If you get 7 people paying $15 a week or 49 or a combination thereof, it doesn't matter. What happens at that point, you get gold and you get a 40% match now. So let's just say we go down an extra level here. Okay, so you personally went gold and your people are bringing in 4, they're bringing 4. So a lot of people are getting their course for free here. You got under 150 people and you're making $2,200 a month. That's rent and a car payment for most people. For people in the, for the unbanked people, this is a fortune for them. And it's not a lot of people that you're looking at, especially in countries that have massive populations with this burgeoning middle class coming. Now, what happens if this is at $49 level? Look at this. Your people upgrade to 49, you're into a professional income. It's $80,000 a year for 150 people. That doesn't happen typically in this industry. Now, what do we have to look at? What's the one last thing we need to look at and how this disrupts everything that we've ever seen? It's simply this. There's no buy-in. Have you noticed I've not said, okay, you guys got to pay $500 or $1,000 or $2,500 up front? In order to make this, there's no buy-in. This is true residual money based on a one-time out-of-pocket for people to come into Crypto Cash Nation. It's absolutely disruptive in this industry, and I'll show you why. Let's go to the next level, which is 10. And at 10, because a lot of you are saying, well, what if I wanted to have a piece of Crypto Cash Nation? What if I wanted to have a piece of the profits, per quarter of the co-op? Well, that's a great question. We thought of that as well. So what you do is you just put in, sorry, go on.
Make that bigger, please.
I can't do that, JC. It's a PC. PCs are crap. I'm sorry. I'm now a Mac guy. I'm now a Mac guy after 30 years.
Sorry.
So looking at this is 10. I'm changing the middle one to 7 because you want your people to go gold. And let's just go down. Let's change this to 15 here. And let's go to 4 levels, okay? So now we're looking at, okay, so now because you've gotten 10 and you've done this you've kept it for a quarter, you're now going to get a share in a 1% pool of the co-op. You're helping your people go from 20% to 40%. And of course, their people are now at 20%. So most of these people are getting their course for free. What does that mean? It means longevity in a business because people who get stuff for free generally don't quit. And then over here, look at this, 1,480 people. So just less than 1,500 people, but 11,000 a month. That's very significant. But what happens when they upgrade to the $49 level? It's 33,000 a month. There's no buy-in here, guys. This does not exist anywhere else. If this existed anywhere else, it exists generally because people are putting in, they're making about 40 to 60% of this 33,000 off of this because people are putting in a very high buy-in. In this, you don't have to get your friends to buy into anything. All they need to do is come one time out of pocket, if they want to. So looking at this, this is absolutely unequivocally a disruptor in the industry. This is one of the reasons why Thomas and myself and CryptoZ and Simon and JC, put together all of this for everybody. And there's different things that we can do. Let's say we have 10. Actually, let me quickly explain this. What's the difference between these are titles, okay? So when you think about our compensation plan, let's be very, very simple about it. How do we get our courses for free? We get 2 people. How do we get to the next level? Okay, well, we get 2 more people, and now we can make unlimited depth, and we get a 20% matching bonus. Well, how do we get to the next level? We just put in 3 more people, and we get an extra 20% on top of the 20%. Now we get 40% matching bonus. Well, how do we get to the next level so that we can actually have a piece of the company? Well, you just put in 3 more people. Now, you notice, guys, I haven't said, you've got to put, a group that's this size on this side and a group that's this side on this side, and you've got to balance it out, or you've got to be able to do this much in volume yourself, and then you've got to have these 2 groups or these 3 groups with this amount of volume, or you've got to do this or this or that or this or that, or you've got to go, from 2 to 10, from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30. We did this so that the glass pyramid is now a step pyramid that you can get to the top, not a glass one where you're sliding down it all the time. Because that's the challenge in the industry right now, is that, they employ contractors like JC and I to come in, and when they ask us and say, this is how much we can pay out, how are you going to do this? It's at that point that we figure out ways to create really cool compensation plans, a lot of them that are very complicated. But at the end of the day, the reason why there's a whole bunch of different things in the comp plan is to create breakage so that the company realizes that probably only 20 or 30% of their people are going to move to the next step, and the rest of what they do is going to be breakage to the company. And we know that because we've worked for 18 to 35 years in the industry, and we know what the owners say to us. So by coming together and creating this, what it's done is it's giving the opportunity to all of us. Every single one of us is the same. Every single one of us has ownership in the co-op. And just so you know, with respect to the administrators of the co-op, we all build teams ourselves. We don't make a salary, off of the co-op. None of us get a salary. The only people who get the salary are the coders and the customer service team. All of us, that doesn't happen. We build our teams, because if we're good at what we do, over time, as we get this launch, we should be able to build our team, out to whatever we want. So let's just take a look at this for a second. Let's go 10-4, and then let's change this to 3 to 210 people. Okay, so you have 10 people. So let's say you did your 4 and 4, then you doubled it, and now you've got 10-4 down 3 generations. You have 210 people on your team, and it's $10,000 a month. How many of you on here have made $10,000 a month, but you generally have between usually about 8,000. If this is true residual income, not income from a fast start bonus, but if it's true residual income, usually this number is between 10 and 20,000 to make 10 grand a month if you want the true residual. So looking at that, there's nothing like this out there. And if you want to get a little bit crazy, I know there's some people on the phone that like to go multiple levels, and I'll do that for you. Okay, 13,000 members, basically just little, 100, it's over $1 million a year. Okay, perennially, it's 13,000 people, not a lot of people to be able to build. Let's just go down another level, 7 levels. Okay, 54,000 people, 200,000 a month. Then we can do this. We can just change this to 15. Let's change this to 7. So you have 15. You're helping your people go gold. And then let's just switch this back down to 4, 52,000 people. Okay, let's just go to 5, 8,900, 110,000 a month. Under 10,000 people, 100,000 a month. When have you ever seen this happening? Okay, and it's because we pay up to 93.3% in our compensation plan out to the people who build it. Okay, looking at this. 35,000. How many people have had 35,000 on your team? Have you ever made 225,000 residually? Nope, never happened. Not in the network marketing industry. It has if you're bringing in people at $5,000 and $10,000 packages, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a global opportunity where everybody has equal access and an opportunity to be able to thrive. With what we believe too is going to be the largest capital switching of income in human history. And this purple button over here, this just shows with an organization this size, that means there's going to be 143,000 that month coming into the into the demo account. So you can imagine how viral it's going to be once we get 3, 5, 10,000 people at $49. We're paying out, $3, $4, $5,000 a week to people for just coming in with us and being a $49 member and our customer and putting themselves in a position to win on the demo account side. So how does this all go together? And I'll finish with this, okay? Now, what we wanted to do is we wanted to be able to do a couple things. Number one is we wanted to be able to compartmentalize and in essence, gamify the education. So how do we do that? We did it by adding the demo account contest and taking 8% of the $49, putting that into the demo account contest so people could actively pursue the participation of trading and pulling the trigger and having fun doing that, and then getting emotionally involved in that. So this is called gamification. It's one of the biggest things that that's happening in the world today because of the way we interact with our smartphones. So we wanted to make sure that everything that we did at Crypto Cash Nation had the ability to be able to do that. So we're smartphone enabled throughout everything. So that was one thing. The second thing we wanted to do is we wanted to put ourselves in a position to be able to have an app that would do a few things for us from a business building point of view. And this is specifically for those people who want to learn and earn, and I'll be done this in a couple minutes. And this is really the most important part from a building standpoint and a business culture standpoint of the business. So I'm going to talk to the people in here who are leaders right now. What are the 3 hardest things when you're building a multi-thousand person team to be able to do? Number one, when you're launching a person, it's to get them to get their name list together and to be able to isolate those people who they should call first in probably a 72-hour launch. That's the proper way to launch any business, to do a 72-hour launch, based on the people who would be the cream of the crop in your name list, those 4- and 5-star people. Well, what Rapid Funnel does is it's a CRM system coupled with gamification system for your daily income producing activities, coupled with an email drip system to allow you as a leader to be able to just, basically say less to more people. And that's what leaders want to do. If a leader is smart, they'll say less to more people to put them in a position to make a bigger business faster. So, and they let the technology do the talking. It's always, you're always going to hear me say this, guys. This is a push button business, and don't be the tool, utilize the tools, right? So with respect to this, the greatest thing about Rapid Funnel is it's free for the first 30 days, and it's only $15 a month after that. Cheapest thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's extremely dynamic, and this is why. Number one, you're gonna go to Rapid Funnel. You're gonna download the app in your store. You're gonna click on crypto, your new user, Crypto Cash Nation, and then the first thing you do is you're gonna add a contact. Now, instead of going onesies and twosies, that doesn't make sense. Why don't we take this to the Bumblebee Tinder, Tinder Express level? So some of you are probably not going to understand what that is, but I have single friends, and it's how people date these days. It's the craziest thing. What you're going to do is you're going to press the button at the top of the phone, and it's going to sync your whole phone database right with this application. And at that point, you just press the button. Yes, 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 yes. No, 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 no. And as you press the button, it's going to ask you 2 questions. Number one, what's the star status of this person? Well, this person's the person who's built a big team. They're a pastor, they're a coach, they're a lawyer, they're a professional, they're a $100,000 income earner. They've got a big business in network marketing. Those are the top 6 criteria people who I look for. So at that point, I'm going to give them a 4 or 5 star. So I've made the criteria, and then I move on to the next person. So you do that first and make your name list. Very fun to do, very gamification. Just pressing buttons, that's it. The next thing you're going to do is it's going to ask you, do you want to send them an opportunity, or do you want to send them an opportunity, or do you want to send them a product email campaign? Which is it? And then you choose which one it is, and that's it. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to get dripped on, and as they're dripped on, you can go out and add more people to the system. If you had leads, you can download leads in the system, but in order to get the highest return on your investment, make sure that if you've got leads or if you're putting people into the system, that you just text them beforehand and say, hey, have you seen what I'm doing? No, what are you doing? Hell, man, I'm in this crypto co-op thing. This thing's insane. You got to take a look at this. You cool with being on my email list? Yeah, well, here, I'll send something out to you now. And then they opt in, and at that point, they're going to be on that list. And I just want to show you how this I just want to show you how this interacts with people. So here's our campaigns, and so looking at that, there it is. And then from here, it just goes into resources. At any time, you can send a person a resource. They can ask for any sort of resource that we have. But if you take a look at this, what happens is, let me just turn the sound off here, is you got this beautiful video, this beautiful set of videos that comes out to them that shows them exactly what they're doing. And at any time, what happens is they might go, well, wow, this looks really intriguing. Well, I'm just going to give this guy a call. So they request a call. This gets sent right to your cell phone. Or what happens is they click learn more, and this goes right to, remember the front page and opportunity, this goes right to that opportunity meeting. Or if at that point, you're also going to put in your CCN username in there. So if they click enroll, this is awesome, I want to enroll in this, they can click this and they can go right to enroll, and it's automatically segued right into enrollment form. So so I love this program because it really, does that. And the coolest thing about it is when people are opening up these videos, they get points. So if you're at work working hard and you come home and you want to build your part-time business and you've done this properly, you're going to get people every day or a few days that are turning into hot prospects, because the algorithm here tracks everything that these guys do, and it puts it and it gives them a point system. Once they get over 40 points, they're a hot prospect. Now, what does this mean for the leaders in here? Okay, so the first challenge is dealing with the name list. The second challenge is leaders spend time with leaders versus spending time where they should in their business, which is with the newest person. The company's vision and aim and the company's passion and all of that kind of stuff, it needs to be put into the newest person, because it's the newest person that drives the engine of the company always. And the leaders have to be able to drive that vision. The challenge is that leaders, and I'm as much to blame, about this as anyone else, we tend to get comfortable and we want to spend time who we spend time with, who's at our level and stuff like that. So what we've done is we've worked it out with Patrick, who's the owner of Rapid Funnel, and they're coding it right now. But we actually made a 51-minute, 6-part mini series, like a university series for affiliates. So when an affiliate signs up in here for free, you don't, as a leader, have to train them. They're going to automatically get the training. It's going to be pushed right to their phone to say, look, if you want to build Crypto Cash Nation, you need to watch this video, because it's going to show you step by step how to progress and put yourself in a position of profitability. So that's the second thing that I love Rapid Funnel for, that's going to train our newest person on everything a leader should be training them on. And then the last thing I love about it from the top-down leadership approach is the fact that as a leader, when you sponsor 20 or 30 or 40 people, who do you spend your time with? And then the one thing I would always be like, first thing in the morning, I'm calling everyone up and I'm texting them and, doing my thing and trying to figure out who's doing what. Well, the coolest thing about this is that people are coded to you in the system. So what happens is when they do something in the system that's a daily income producing activity, and they're doing something, you actually get an email of it. So now you can look at the push notification that came to your phone and you can go, oh, wow, I've got Thomas and I've got Bear and I've got Robin and I've got Frank and I got Z and you can look at all the people doing stuff. And at that point, your day's figured out. Okay, well, I'm going to spend my time with these guys because these guys are working. And you can figure out how you're going to deal with the people who aren't working. You can motivate them. But now you know who's working. So you say, hey, man, great job. Is there any way I can help you out? Do a 3-way call or whatever it is to help launch your people in the business. So this takes care of all of that. So even in our pre-launch, what I'm excited to say outside of everything we've talked about here is that, everything that we have, of course, is in Spanish for you. So that's the great thing as well. So all of those individuals who have, Spanish-speaking friends or Spanish is your mother tongue, the great thing is that, you can be, have fun with the fact that, we're totally in Spanish as well. So with that, that's everything I have to say today. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just take a look here and see, just give me 1 second. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'm going to unhook Dr. K here, and hopefully he's not with a patient. Dr. K, you with us right now? Oh, he might be with a patient right now, so give me a second here. Okay, Crypto Z. Crypto Z, are you with us today?
Yeah,
Hello is
I'm here.
open.
Sorry, guys. Yeah,
Aha,
I'm
super
here.
duper.
Good day.
Hey, no problem, no problem. So Crypto Z is our head trainer and head developer of everything that we do on the technical or fundamental side of the business. Z, if you could just give everyone, why are you excited about Crypto Cash Nation and what makes the most sense to you as from a trading point of view? And I think that would be the best thing to come from you right now. It'd be awesome.
Thanks, Russ. Good day once again to everyone. I was just kind of watching the review of the World Cup game because originally I'm from Europe, so we love football, as we say over there, not soccer. So France is ahead. Now, anyway, the game is game, and we have a game as well here within Crypto Cash Nation, but a serious one. And why I do think that every one of you may benefit from it if you decide to join us, because Bitcoin and blockchain needs you. The new innovative technology needs to be adopted by masses. Just imagine when the internet started in the middle of the 90s or so, people didn't really have a clue how they can benefit from it. So basically we are at this stage. And if you would look back, 10 years from now, probably you would kind of regret that you didn't join it at the early stages of blockchain. And that's another kind of reason why I'm extremely happy and excited to be part of this journey, because we are creating something unique. We are creating something that can be a legacy of yours, and be proud of it. I mean, at least I'm very proud of being this movement to add, to contribute to the mass adoption of blockchain. Because here is the deal. We are not here just to make $1 to another and so forth. The financial benefits is great. We are thinking in long term, and certainly I would highly recommend to think in long term. And what you can do within Crypto Cash Nation is just investing in yourself. So if you are investing in yourself as a tuition fee of those fees on a weekly basis and so forth, that wouldn't go kind of wasted. Because whatever you can learn, how you can educate yourself, it's just something that nobody can take it away from you. So that's when I realized that together it was a no-brainer to get involved. We are not saying that it won't be a bumpy road. It's nothing is easy, and that's the great challenge, because some other companies really take advantage of the unknown or uneducated persons, but you can check it out yourself. There are so many kind of publications out there, and controversial ones. And just bear in mind one thing from a completely fundamental point of view. What blockchain and Bitcoin stand for, it is against the kind of the financial order, against the centralized financial system all over the world, which basically drag down the entire global economy, including the states and other countries, into debt. Everything is working in debt. So a decentralized, disruptive technology like blockchain can offer a solution for that. But it won't happen just overnight, and it won't be without problems. But the sooner you can be part of that, the more you can benefit from it, and hopefully the more you will really enjoy it. Just a side note, yesterday I have seen something around the market that may just herald the temporary bottom in Bitcoin. because the last 6 months or so, it is a kind of downtrend in Bitcoin after obviously an incredible run up to $20,000 or so. Technically or even fundamentally, it looks like we are at the kind of the bottom or very close to the bottom. Case in point, the sooner you can get education before the next bull run comes, because rest assured, the next will be coming. So it's a cycle, like the world economy. It works in cycles. So the more you can kind of educate, empower yourself or your team, the more successful you will be in the next year or two and beyond. It's not going to wait anywhere. It will be staying with us, and the blockchain will take this entire kind of world to another level. And thank you for everybody who took the time. There are some Canadians, myself, Russ, and so forth. We will be having Canada Day very soon. US friends will have the Independence Day and a long weekend. But I certainly appreciate just being with us, because you are serious, you are taking this serious, and you won't regret that. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend. Back to you, Russ.
Thank you, Crypto Z. Thank you very much. Dr. K, are you there, Dr. K?
I am always here for you.
Good. So Dr. K, if you don't know who Dr. K is, he is a doctor, has a couple clinics down in the Orlando, St. Petersburg area. The busiest man on two legs that I've ever met, and yet he is absolutely passionate. He's built massive teams in the industry before as well. I don't know where you find the time, Dr. K, but you do it. So if anybody has an excuse that they're too busy, you need to talk to this man for a couple minutes. So Dr. K, why do you like Crypto Cash Nation? What made sense to you, being the fact that, you know, you're a doctor with two clinics and you're super busy, and, you know, why fit this or prioritize this into your schedule?
Well, when I evaluate an opportunity, I evaluate really the foundation of it, which are the founders of the company, and which you just heard from Crypto Z and Russell and JC and Tommy and Simon, and we have behind this something we haven't seen yet in 35 years I've been in the industry. And what they're doing behind the scenes is going to be exceptionally amazing program. Already it's in Spanish. Our great leaders in the Spanish, they're going to love this. It's an untapped market. Frank M. is going to tear it apart. He's on the call, and he's a great leader. But Crypto CCN is, I think, is the future opportunity, because the world is heading towards cryptocurrency. And how many people know about it? Not too many. If you take China and India, that's 3 billion people right there. And if you add Europe and North America, another billion. That's 4 billion out of the 9 billion in the world. Just think how much of that you want to take over. All these people need to be educated. What's a wallet? How do I get a wallet? How do I transfer money? Nobody knows. We are not even scratching the surface. So these visionary founders, they really put it together. This is the most simplest program. After all the learning curve we have been through since Gladia Cohn and I was in 2009 involved when Bitcoin was 1 penny. And I love it. I am so excited about this industry like I've never been. It's just giving me another maybe 40 years. I have been 40 years practicing in my clinics, trying to retire. I retired a multimillionaire twice in it. So I hope this one actually will stay forever for me and generations to come. With the way that the numbers, figures don't lie, guys. Look at this calculator. When you have leadership that's like we have so far, Joe Atkins is going to tear it apart. He's ready to do his 8 million with 8 who bring 12 levels. I know that. And we're going to have many, several.
Oh, for some
I'm
reason.
more than
Oh, there you go.
excited. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Sorry. So I am excited really for everybody who's here. It's so simple, so duplicatable. I mean, but you need to really pick and choose. Quality comes before quantity in this one. Just focus and get the foundation. 4 who bring 4, 3 levels, you never go back. And at the beginning, you might get scared. Oh, I'm going to pay another $49. How many $49 we wasted in cryptocurrency from Gladiaco until now? Everybody did. So what's another $500 you can put here that keeps you locked in forever? But you have vision, bring 8 who bring 8. And like our great leader Russell teach us with his incredible background, get 20. What's my goal? Who gonna get 20? And just go down to 12 levels. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you for all you have done. I think this is our home for the long haul. Take care.
Thank you very much, Dr. K. Okay, what I'm going to do now is, just before I open this up for questions, Dr. K brought up a great point, is, you look at this one-time out-of-pocket deal, whether it's $15 or $49, what you really want to do with people is just ask them a simple question. Are you here to learn, or are you here to learn and earn? If you're here just to learn, what I would suggest you do is to grab a couple $100 of Bitcoin and then throw it in your reserve wallet, and then just, over the next month or 2 months, depending upon the course you pick, go at your own pace, and it's going to happen that way. Now, if you're Scottish like some of us are, and you like free stuff, then you know what? If you just share this with a couple people, you can put yourself in a position where you can learn, but now you're earning because you're actually earning through commissions your course for free. And if that's what you want to do, and depending upon how big you want to build it, like look at this. This is interesting. 28 down 4 levels at the $49 premium level is $78,000 a month. So you're less than 4,000 people. So some of you probably saw this and you kind of gulped and says, man, I can do this in like the next 90 to 120 days. But anyways, if you're that person, if you're the person who's a go-getter who wants to go in here and just and you're going to go, man, I'm going to teach a lot of people how to trade, getting into this co-op. If that's you, then you know what? Take $300 to $500 of Bitcoin and throw it in your system, because the way we've done things is what happens is when a person comes in, you get them to sign up. Don't get them to press free or anything else. And at that point, when they come in here, because they haven't pressed free or they haven't pressed any of the other stuff, because they might not have Bitcoin. So if you've got Bitcoin, you simply just go, here, I'm going to put you basic. I'm going to pay for you. And what it does is it automatically gives them their crypto, and then they can pay you through PayPal. So you get them going right away. And then at that point, if they want to buy more Bitcoin off you, they certainly can. Like Barry bought some Bitcoin off of a bunch of us this morning, because he's going to be doing this for a lot of people who are at an event today. So he wanted to have about $800 to $1,000 of Bitcoin in his reserve wallet. So he just bought that from a lot of us today, so that we could, so that he could be in a position to get people started, get them started quick, because they might want to bring people in one of the later sessions today. So with that, now we can get to some questions. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to allow you guys to unmute yourself. If you have a question, please unmute yourself. We're here to be able to help you, understand whatever you need to understand in order for you to move forward and make a decision to get going today. So with that, give us your questions.
Russ, this is Gary. I have a statement.
Hey, Gary.
Okay. First
Go
of
ahead.
all, that
Yep.
was an excellent job. That was one of the best presentations I've heard you give this webinar
Oh,
today.
thank you.
That's awesome. What I like about this entire program, if somebody would just come in for $49 and then just build and help, they're going to get the maximum results of the entire compensation plan. They don't have to say, okay, well, I have to have 3 people that have upgraded for $5,000. And then over here, if I want to go to level 7, and I'm only at $49, well, I have to upgrade to the $10,000 level. $49 is the maximum to get everything throughout the compensation plan without waiting for anybody else to do things. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to wait for everybody to upgrade to this and upgrade to that. $49 is it, which is very easy to explain, and it's just phenomenal. Just a comment.
Yeah, thank you for the comment, the kind words in the beginning as well. But yeah, I agree with you. And this is the thing that when Thomas and I looked at this, what JC had put together, we're like, oh man, we have got to put something together. We've got to be in a position where we can somehow, get this thing up and running and put it into a very professional package that, because we could have gone cheap in this, right? Like we could have really gone cheap and, not built the studio and, not have the people who, do all those beautiful videos and stuff that we do. We could have certainly done that, but it didn't make any sense. Because what if we have an amazing product that looks beautiful, that's super professional, and we couple that with a $15 or $49 entry fee? What is that going to mean to all of our friends who've been in this industry and, they've worked their butts off for years and years and years, and then the owners do something that's totally, crazy, and then you're sitting there with your pants down your ankles. And that's one reason I'm out of the network marketing industry. I love the network marketing industry. I've been a stay-at-home dad, guys, for 18 years. My kids have no idea what a bloody job is. They know what a phone is. They know what a computer is. They know that sometimes I go away and talk in front of people. But outside of that, they have no idea what a job is. They know entrepreneurship. And that's the greatest thing I think we can teach our kids, and it's because of this industry. But there's also some things in this industry that drive me absolutely bonkers. And I just, and it's not just me, it's Thomas and JC, and we're just sick and tired of getting screwed by these owners. And that's one of the great things about the co-op, because we help manage the co-op. And so looking at that is that we're all owners of the co-op. So we're all in this together. And, even when we did our beta, guys, and I just want you to understand how we are from an administrative point of view. When we launched in beta, we came out in beta and we put a little bit of a team together. And then we spent 30 hours after about a week with that team and said, okay, what did you like? What do we need to change? And they said, we like this, 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 and this. That's fantastic. There's a couple things in the Synergy Loop system I think that we're having challenges with that we need to change. We went in there and JC did a phenomenal job with respect to that. And then from there, that's when we went and got the Lightspeed, deal done. That's when we went and got the Crypto Cash Nation deal done. So we wanted to make sure that once we did that 30 hours of retrospect, we came back and we said, okay, this is how we're going to pre-launch. And now that we're pre-launching, as we go, we're going to come back, and then you're going to see me starting to get into some of your faces. And I'm a very straight shooter, guys. So I'm gonna ask you, and I say, okay, what do you like about what's going on? And don't blow smoke up my keister. I'm not that guy. I'm not the yes man guy. I want to know, what do we do better? And if it makes sense to us, we take it back to the administration team. And then what we'll do is in the next 90 days, what you're going to see here is going to be better in 90 days than what it is now, because we have not only the intention, but the reality of us going out into the field, because we're all the same in this. So guys, we build teams just like you. Why do you think we're paying out 93% instead of paying ourselves a salary? We're paying out 93% because we're building teams just like you. It's exactly the same. So I just wanted you guys to know that. So we'll always have a Kaizen approach to everything we do. And the Crypto Cash Nation that you see today versus the Crypto Cash Nation that you're going to see in the next 6 months are going to be two different things, because we will continue to evolve and get better based on the fact that the field has come to us, and that's no pun intended, but the field has come to us and said, hey, we would like to be able to see this, this, and this. Can you make this happen? And at that point, looking at the governance of the co-op, the administration team will look at it and go, yeah, we can certainly do this, or, we might be able to do this, but it might take us 6 months to implement it, or whatever it is. So we're always going to be open for your suggestions and comments. you know, as we reach down into the leadership and say, hey, you know, how can we make this better? So I just wanted you guys to know what our intention is and what we've already started to do. And this is why we're even at this level at a pre-launch stage comparatively to what most companies would be. So thank you again for those comments, Gary. That's very kind of you. And anybody else have any questions with respect to what you've seen today? Wow, did we do a pretty good job there, I guess. Let me just see something here.
I do have another comment, if I may.
You may, absolutely.
Okay, this is Gary again. I like the fact that if you're at the $49 level, you're at the top of the compensation plan possibilities. But the compensation plan is the way I understand it is basically independent of the education part. And what I'm trying to say there, the brand new person is going to make just as much per each person under them as they qualify, but you don't have to wait for somebody to say, okay, on level 3, you're only going to get paid on somebody that has gone through 3 courses. On level 7, you're only going to get paid on somebody that's gone through 8 courses. If the courses are independent, you can educate yourself at your own level. The compensation plan is the compensation plan, but the education is just going to be so much added benefit on top of that. Is that correct?
Yes, there's no tie between the education and the comp plan. You know, our goal is to create a business culture that every one of us sees the importance of the education, and as adults goes in there and does everything that they can to go through the courses. Because remember, just by spending a little bit of time in those courses, not only do you learn something that no one can take away, but when the certificates come out, you know, you can share those, and that's going to be, you know, that's going to be a big viral thing. I'd love to see, you know, when I look on my Facebook, you know, 3 or 4 certificates of people passing our courses every day. That'd be a wonderful thing because people are going to comment on them, and that's going to be a great prospecting tool for people. So yes, you're absolutely correct with respect to that. One last thing I want to show you guys, just so you understand, is that when you're getting involved, you know, everything that you need really is right here. CCN Saturday Learn and Earn Crypto Nation Affiliate Series. This is a PDF with a YouTube link in it. And you can download this to your computer, and this will teach you exactly what we're going to be sending out to all of those people over the next week as Patrick gets his coding done through the Rapid Funnel system. So this is a 51-minute series that goes through Rapid Funnel. It goes through a getting started training, which is here, you know, and you really want, and everything is co-opted within each other. So, you know, you have an opportunity looking at this to be able to, you know, go through it and learn what your support team should, 7, 30-day, 90-day goals, what's your why, setting goals, your daily income producing activities, you know, how this segues into your Rapid Funnel, you know, system and stuff like that. So you guys should be downloading this, how to build a list, what to say, where to get your presentations, how to do your 3-way follow-ups. You know, everything's here, guys. And if you're one of those people that want to know how to, you know, star system your people, you know, these are the types of people that you want to give your 4 and 5 stars to typically, based on, you know, how busy they are, how they prioritize their time and their level of influence. So this is our getting started training. That's also in our, you know, in this section, you know, up here. So everything you want is here for you already. It's just a matter of pulling the trigger. So if there isn't any more questions, I think it's time to get on with our day. So if you guys, I'm going to leave it open for another 10, 15 seconds. Any other questions anybody has?
Yeah, Russ, this is Mark. This wonderful presentation you did today, which I think is your best as well, like Gary does. Will this be up later today or tomorrow?
Yes, I just stopped recording.